Hi, good evening. If I have to put, I have one of the best panelists out here. It's all about legacy. One thing that binds the entire panel is the legacy. There's one who's crossed 80 years of running the business. There's someone who has done about 3 decades, another who has done about 6 decades. So the first point that I would like to bring about is, I'd like to share a very small incident. There's a young guy, a bunch of youngsters who was speaking. அண்ணா அந்த கடை வந்து 1973 இருக்கு, அங்கே போய் சாப்பிடலாம். This is a restaurant which has come up on ECR. It was quite surprising that a Gen Z speaking about a legacy. And same in Vizag, I had a very different experience where someone telling, Anna, adi chala paata store anni. Okay, so that's to translate, it's a very, very old store. Let us look at something new. So, my question here is, legacy is equivalent to trust. Do you all agree to that? Yeah. So, legacy is equivalent to trust. But you being the market leaders, you have built your brands, you have sustained your growth amidst all the slaughter that's been happening out of the market. So, is legacy your key competitor? That is, you are your own competitor just because you have that legacy holding on to you. I'd like to put this question to Mr. Hari.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, good evening, everybody. I don't think so, because see, the market is so vast that you might be a leader, but you will still hold a very fraction of whatever is available. This thing. So I don't think legacy is, especially in this day, where you have so many avenues of, first of all, marketing a product. Previously, it used to be only the traditional, the offline, this thing, which used to be very difficult to, you will have to put in a lot of effort and a lot of investment to get into retail. Now with e-commerce available, you can always, there are brands who are challenging the leaders on an everyday basis. So I don't think legacy in today is going to play that important a part. There will be a few products where trust will definitely play a part. I mean, customers' mind, yeah, definitely I think trust will still play a part, especially if you are dealing with infant products or children's toys or whatever. Those things, definitely there will be an impact. But the rest of the space, I think people have the opportunity to try out a lot more these days than what it used to be, say, 20 years ago. So I don't think legacy is going to play a part, really.
Continuing on your answer, sir, you're a brand which caters from 0 years to 100, right from a kid, from the time a child is born, to if someone gets the opportunity to live 100 years, they still continue to use your brand in some form or other. You've been you have brands reaching out to consumers at various age groups. So, if legacy is one part where you have already been growing, there is another set of audiences who have, the new audiences who have come into trying and testing your products. So, what kind of a channel do you think, or a medium do you think that would be apt to reach this new age consumers?
I wish I had the answer. See, honestly speaking, when you do marketing, and obviously you want to reach out people, everybody talks about 360-degree of marketing, right? But then comes the cost. So if you have if you have tons of money where it's a tap which always flows, then you can afford to do all that. Otherwise, then you have to, a pragmatic approach will always be much better. Unfortunately for a brand like us, I say unfortunately because the marketing costs have skyrocketed so much, we have to cater to customers to every state. And every state has got its own, tastes. or idiosyncrasies or whatever. So, for example, our traditional brands will probably sell more in South, okay, because predominantly people in South know this brand, and people who have migrated from South and to the North would be aware of this brand, and by sheer there the legacy part will obviously play a part in it. So they will continue to buy that particular set of product. But then the new age, if you probably sometimes if you ask some of these new age customers, they might not know even know what iTex is.
But Dazzler is always there for that.
Yeah. So fortunately, it's there.
Yes.
So I mean, anyway, it was a conscious choice for us to, because we started off with Kajal. That is, from Kajal we moved to the Kumkums. The Kumkums came in different formats. It used to be the liquid, it used to be the powder, and it used to be the paste, and then came the Bindi. The Bindi was a transformation, and so the market really, took over after Bindi, and then Bindi you have a lot more, the variations in there, the designs and whatnot. So the market that way has really grown in that, which was not available for the other products. And then comes the color cosmetics part. So the basic thing of a color cosmetic as far as India goes is the nail polish. From nail polish you have the lip products, the face products, the eye products. Yeah, eye products we score. Yeah, definitely we do score, because there the legacy again plays a part. So I will concede to that point. Yeah, and so will the next set of people continue to use iTex? Brand is growing still in terms of volumes. So, I'm not talking about an MRP increase also. I'm talking in terms of volumes. Yeah, where it does help. Maybe it's also because of the fact that probably the competition is not also supplying so much. So there are too many factors in it to be able to understand what is really going on. Because in our space, it's more of an unorganized market.
Okay.
And a lot of it goes through the wholesale route. And a lot of the competition operates only through the wholesale route, which is something which you simply cannot avoid, because there are n number of allied products which are done only through the wholesale route.
Okay.
For example, costume jewelry comes only, it doesn't go through the traditional retail aspect. So a shopkeeper, for him, it is necessary for him to have as many products as possible. So for him, I can supply my product, I cannot supply anything else, right? So, and not everybody is going to take the same line of distribution. So he will always go into a wholesale. So once you go into wholesale, you don't get the clarity as to what is going where, because products, some people, for example, it's a good example for me. I have people who buy my product in Vellore, and they have a tie-up with a wholesaler here. The wholesaler there,
who supplies it?
They will supply my product from Vellore to Chennai, and in turn he will take something else there. It's a barter system. It's probably a family arrangement. So we can't even imagine where the product is, how much it is, where it is going. That case, so it's very difficult for me to predict and say what exactly is happening. Overall, if I see my volumes are growing, yeah, that is
interesting.
Yeah.
I have this question for Vishal. I remember about 35, 40 years back, the New Year sale at Vivek's used to be the biggest talk. There used to be huge queues. It's just short of, tundu pottu wait pandra mari. Having traveled from there, today you have a very, very discerning, differentiated consumer, where you are not reaching out to him. He feels that he's not reaching out to me. Why should I step into his store? Okay. This is one set of a challenge. Post-COVID, so many things have changed. And suddenly e-commerce has become so, your e-commerce, your quick commerce, and whole lot of social commerce. So many things are changing the whole landscape of retailing. But still, you need to run those stores. You need to switch on the lights. You need to pay the salaries and still continue to make profits and still expand and still be relevant and be very competitive, and at the same time offer the best of the services. How is Vivek still managing that? It's the most complicated stuff which you guys are doing. We'd love to listen out from you.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, we were the ones who probably brought in New Year sale back in 1960s, and till date, touchwood, it has been doing well. And New Year is something that customers do come, but obviously not to the extent of what we used to witness about 10, 20 years back. There are customers who probably, I do not, whether I call them Gen X minus 1, 2. So there are customers who come who want to start their New Year with us. So for us, whether it's New Year, whether it is Pongal, whether it is a summer sale, Adi sale, Diwali sale, I think throughout the year there is a reason for us to have a sale. And that's how I think today the whole consumerism or even the brands have started looking at attracting customers. Even 2 days back when I was like actually browsing online, or even I was seeing, there is a sale. I don't think so today there is a need for you to buy only at a particular time, but there are brand loyalists or customer loyal people who sort of see for the occasion and then they buy. So for us, I would say, touchwood, all these seasons have been doing well. So that way, based on each of the season, so let's take for New Year, we sort of innovate our New Year sale saying Russia sale. So for that 1 hour or 2 hours, we really go rock bottom, or sometimes we don't even make money in terms of selling those products. For example, in the year-end sale, we try to solve a problem of liquidating our old stocks where customers are really not bothered about what model is it, or is it the latest tech that is there, that is available. All they need is probably a 32-inch at a particular price, we liquidate that. They want a fridge at a particular price, we liquidate that. Then comes the AC season. The AC season, obviously every year there's a star rating which is sort of governed, which gets declined, and the new models come in. Over there, it's all about technology. People want the latest technology in terms of IoT or whatever connected devices. Again, AC plays a role there. In RD, all they expect is probably cashbacks and offers. There is a reason for them to come back and buy. Diwali is a celebration, bonuses, families come and buy. Again, Christmas has evolved over a period of time where it used to be a sort of a celebration, has converted into a sale. So for us, I would say 45 to 60 days, there is some hangama going on at the store level. So that way it keeps us going, keeps our stores running, keeps the inventory running.
Thanks for that. But I'd like to ask this one question. A lot of consumers do their research online and come and check it out offline, and then again they go back to online. So how do you? And the instant thing that I say is online and the price. Would you be able to give us this price? Do you have that problem at your stores?
Pre-COVID and post-COVID, we did have that problem, but in the last 2 to 3 years, you take any e-commerce portal, even a local, now I would not say local, today Kovai Paramita Chole or anybody has something known as a convenience fee or a delivery fee. Okay? So nothing comes free in this world. It was probably a customer acquisition mode. Okay? So everybody has almost come to the same level in terms of either they need to make money or they probably have to see how they fulfill that sort of service at a cost of something. For us, if you take, whether it's the e-commerce guys or the LFRs like the Reliance and Chromas of the world or versus us, sometimes certain SKUs are much more aggressive than an online price. Customers definitely do their homework. But as far as I know, whether it is the current generation of customers or the previous generation of customers, they do shop online more from convenience than anything else. But there are sort of customers who come offline, they want to see it, they want to understand it, they want to see who's the man behind it. There are certain things that no matter what you get explained on YouTube or any other portal, you still have to come offline to witness that and buy it.
I have this. When you said that a legacy brand, engagement, perception, I have a question to Mr. Ramesh.
Yes.
Absolutely low involvement product, and you built a brand around it. It's not just building a brand, you built premiumness around the brand. and your brand continues to be the talk of town in the entire state of Andhra Pradesh? How did you do that, sir?
Firstly, I should thank Shah Rukh Khan for that, because he bought lungi dance. Now, nobody knew what lungi is about. And see, the first perception of a lungi is something which is a local cheap quality, or a person who is associated with the lungi is a very cheap person. So first concept is to break that stigma around a lungi, and being associated with a lungi is not something which is, you need to break that trauma first. So first thing is, how do I bring this product to a customer and make him feel the pride of wearing a lungi? Now, if I say somebody in Andhra Pradesh or Telangana or Karnataka where we market our products, there are so many brands actually, but none of them are exposed to the kind of branding for a product like a lungi. I've seen the way perception has changed after marketing and entering into media. The customer, the perception itself has changed totally. The lungi is not something which I should really care about. It's totally gone. Now they are very particular and say, okay, I need a Ramesh lungi. Now there are stores where our marketing used to be very tough activity. Entering a store and selling my product was a challenge. After entering into media and projecting our brand, the perception has changed totally. Now a person wants to buy a lungi, but a Ramesh lungi, so that he is associated with the best product, and he has the pride in saying, yes, I'm using this particular brand. Even if it's an electrician or a plumber or a farmer or even a film star. When lungi is not something that is substandard, but yes, it's the comfort and the style which we deliver for a traditional wear. And believe me, the last 3 years, wherever we have entered, probably the competition is definitely looking out to see where are these guys coming into. Any geography where we come into, definitely there is a market which probably we haven't stepped in, and the entry into marketing or media has changed it drastically. The generations which we have seen, probably 50 years, 60 years, who are used to wearing lungis. Now the new generation is something, they might not be so comfortable with that kind of a wear. The presence in various media, for example, when we advertise our products on non-fiction programs, ladies have got a very good affinity to that program, and when we see the product getting its reach to the ladies who have a very good buying power. For the men, the ladies.
Interesting.
Very coastal regions, it is very, very, very tough. Okay, and I am buying the lungis for you. That's it. The second is the next generation. When we went through the OTT platform, the next generation, we didn't expect the retailers whom we supplied. They used to tell us, sir, you have actually kindled the spirit of wearing a lungi among the new generation after your ads.
Okay.
Now, getting through this is another channel is on the movies, where the male audience is very, very focused on movies. That's the biggest entertainment in AP. And that particular segment has also got into a brand consciousness about being very focused on what they wear. Now, three areas where we have covered seriously has changed the way our business is being done. We have to manage our production also according to that. We have to, there is something on MRP or material requirement planning. These are not concepts where we practice in our lungi manufacturing. Now, these are things which we have to be very professional about, and the way we run our business, it has changed things drastically. Our collections, the collections in the form of receipts of money, the creditworthiness, the collection frequency, everything has improved drastically.
So do you attribute that to your television campaigns and your media campaigns? Or if I have to put it this way, prior to advertising and post your active advertising, how has been your growth in sales? Or
See, we were, I would say in the last 3.5 years, we've seen 100% growth in our turnover in terms of volume and value. And it's not stopping there. But today we are probably going into a phase where we will be forced to put in another product also, because the brand has become so conscious about quality and the trustworthiness about the product. So any other product if we introduce in the market definitely is going to give the kind of reach and ease of marketing very quickly. And media is one very big expensive, like how Mr. Hari has said, but then we cannot ignore that anymore. We caught a tiger's tail, we have to run along with that.
interesting. So that takes me to Mr. Mahesh. We just heard Mr. Neeraj speaking about digital fatigue, because there's so much of clutter happening on the digital platforms. So many times consumer really don't know what exactly they need to watch, but they start watching something and that gets into the algorithm and they're forced to watch. How strong do you still believe in the linear television? And you've been a very big advocate of linear television. Okay, so when we're speaking about hyperlocal and taking the brands global or even national for that matter, how important is television and how important is media for you?
Okay. See, first, when you understand your client's market, for BCD, television can do magic. Like digital is long way to go. Like television reach, nothing can touch for BCD market. If you are only on A plus, then digital. For BCD, undoubtedly linear is the best medium.
That's an interesting point. But within linear, you have the fiction, the non-fiction. For your clients, what has been really working?
See, for past 15 years, my plan is very simple. For Dazzler, we have limited budget where I have to spread it across all the 7 states, 7 regionals I have to spread. So I believe only on non-fiction. Like we don't take break in our campaigns. We are active 365 days. So I bet only on weekend shows of non-fiction and go with it. It's working.
Also because in the non-fiction you get a lot of promos and a lot of backdrop and all
360 degrees of marketing, what channel does, everything my brands will enjoy.
Okay, great.
See, for that, like past 3 years we built this brand Ramesh Lungis only on non-fictions.
Fantastic. So when you're speaking about the channels, let me come to another channel which KTV. KTV is not the other KTV. They are the Sunland Rupani oil. They have built a very strong brand, Sunland. The strength of a FMCG brand is primarily in its distribution. But today, the other forms of distribution have also taken up. Like, you can Blinkit, you can Zepto, then anything and everything in 2 minutes. So in this scenario, you have built a very, very traditional channel which has been serving the, the non-digital format stores. And of course, the new gen is also looking at the other format stores. So how are you actually balancing this? Because you can't give up on your channel. You can't give up on your wholesalers. By the way, let me just add a point. Sunland supplies cooking oil, sunflower oil to Tirupati Devasthanam for the Annaprasad. Am I right? Yeah. So I think we need to give them a thank you for that. So, which means, there is a trust, there is a, you have built, when we speak about brands, it is a trust which is very, very important. And you have built a trust. You can't give up on your wholesalers, your network. So how is KTB managing this? And at the same time, not diluting your brand values?
Yes. So the way that the trust is built, so the owners who are two brothers, which is KTV Kannan and KTV Narayanan, so these commodity businesses are built over completely over the face value over the years. So we are basically manufacturers. So we tend to go from location A to location B, and we tend to have our distributors or traders who support us in taking the brand forward. To answer your question, so for us today, if I take Chennai as an example, Chennai is a population of 2 crore people. Even today, 50% of Chennai's population are palm oil users. So we not only supply Tirupati, but we are also one of the suppliers for the civil supplies. So what oil that you get on ration shops today is we are one of the suppliers to that. So the e-com audience or the quick com audience is just a handful of 20 lakh people. And this 20 lakh people are fragmented into Zepto, Blinkit, Big Basket and all those. And you go into areas like OMR where there are high-rise buildings, there'll be a supermarket present in that particular apartment also. So people have become so lazy not to go to the supermarket in their apartment, but they want their food to be delivered. So we are more a B2B driven organization. So we concentrate more on HoReCa institutions than a B2C brand. So for us, we concentrate majorly on general trade, wholesale, because for us volume. Edible oil is a thin margin product. So for us, the more the volume we do, the more profit that we make. So we concentrate more on wholesale general trade. Yes, QuickCom is rising on a daily basis. So for that, it's completely, the funnel is totally different. It's pure performance based. So there's a listing fee, there's how much you spend on search ads, placement fee and all those. So that's a separate different ball game. So that is treated separately. The general trade and the wholesale is treated separately. As manufacturers, we get our money from the wholesalers and distributors. So they are the first set of target customers that we'll have to advertise and get eyeballs to.
So you're very clear about who your consumer is.
Yeah.
I think that clarity is most important. So when I'm saying who your consumer is, I think none other than Vivek's as a group would have built a very, very robust consumer base in the era of AI and whatever you call data mining. How exactly you would have harvested a lot of data, Vishal, in all these years. How have you been putting this data to use? Because why depend on a third party to run your this data-driven business? Do you have an in-house team to really run this out? And how are you harnessing this entire data which you have built over decades?
Yeah. Earlier, we used to sort of actually give the data to the branches and do a sort of a telecalling and ask what are the sort of leads and all that. I think over a period of time that is sort of funneled out, and obviously it's been decentralized to the corporate marketing team. So currently, if you see in the last few years, that is primarily after COVID, we have got into the CRM tool. The CRM tool is basically built within AI. So all the 3 years to 5 years sort of data, though people say we are a 5-decade legacy brand, today I think data is more relevant between 3 and 5 years for our customers.
True.
Because the life cycle of a customer depends on the product category that we sell at. So the 3-year to 5-year data is sort of churned through the CRM and bases the type of customer on type of the product that we are looking at. So it gets channelized into probably in terms of either the meta ads or in terms of a WhatsApp communication or in terms of a call center follow-up or in terms of the salesman following up with the customer, bases the type of the customer. So like this, we probably have bucketed in terms of how the calls or the leads or in terms of acquiring new customers get segregated. So the CRM is helping a long way for us.
Fantastic. Just addressing one of the key aspect of today's the topic that we have, adu kuda pesalana apram thappa poidum, the hyperlocal என்ற வார்த்தை. So today that's become a buzzword, right? Hyperlocal. நம்மள சுத்தி இருக்க மக்களை வந்து we need to get them, we need to get their attention. So there used to be an era where used to make an advertisement with 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs and then trying to put a 10x to that number, and that has to be the advertising budget. But today there are much cost-effective means. So you get the influencer, the creators community. How have all of you been in your own roles been using this influencer community, because they are the true hyperlocal, I won't say the brand messengers, if I have to put it in a very simple way. They are not even brand endorsers, they are the brand messengers, saying that, there's something, come here, makkale idu pathingala, this is the kind of a style. They have a very typical format. But a lot of I won't say just the Gen Alpha and the Gen Z, even you and me would be consuming that piece of, reels and shorts. How effectively has this been working in each of your, your brand communication? I would like to start off with Ramesh sir.
So firstly, the brand ambassador whom we choose is one of the most important choices, because he needs to be connected to the audience who is my consumer. So my brand ambassador is like the markup of Vijay TV is Pradeep in the AP audience. So when a fellow family member kind of a look gets connected with my brand and my product, automatically the customer base tends to have my brand in their mind. So that is a very, very prominent factor. And the frequency in which he keeps appearing for us in the media keeps us connected with our brand to the customer base. And at the same time, every retail showroom, when the customer enters, his face along with our product gives a very, very quick connect to our brand. So Hyperlocal, I would say, is Hyperlocal with the face of our brand and to the place where any of our customers are located. So that bridge is always existing.
But if I have to put it across to Arvind, don't you think that consumers are spoiled for choices? There's too much of communication happening. Consumers actually today, they want everything to be communicated in a very simple way, simplicity, if I have to put it that way. So how have you adopted that as a method of communicating to your consumers?
So the transition that we did, especially in the digital space, so most of our social channels, so other than our competitors, our friends and families, no one is going to follow it on a daily basis just to see what we are doing, are going to be our actual TG. So if I'm going to do constant brand communication saying that, let's say, about my product, about my USP and etc., it's not going to work on digital. So today, content plays a very major role, and especially me being an edible oil, today cooking recipes and having that. So in the last 2 years, I can proudly say that we have a 38 lakh women community that is built purely on recipes that are being posted on Instagram and YouTube. So this community today, let's say tomorrow the brand decides that, okay, let's go D2C or let's start doing commerce with the digital channels. Today we are more a wholesale driven, but tomorrow, the day that they decide they want to go direct to consumer, I should have the top of the funnel of people who have already engaged with the brand. Today, the strength of an influencer is that they have got that audience control with them. Today, more than a TV celebrity or a cinema celebrity, the influencer today has more share of voice among people today. So for us, what we started doing is we started doing a lot of hyperlocal activities. So I can give an example that we partnered with YouTube, and Madurai we did an initiative called She Creates of women influencers who have followers of 2,000 to 5,000, where YouTube trains them how to become a better influencer, teaches the skills of how to be. So Sunland is not only being part of in the kitchen, but also empowering them how to, that's why our tagline is Sunland la samicha Shakti Tana Varam. So the word Shakti means empowering women. So like that, we've empowered a lot of people in a different way. So we are doing multiple hyperlocal activities to stay relevant in today's.
That's a nice insight. Hari sir, I would like to put up a small insight. Today, I won't say today, all along it has been product and price, okay? Today it is all about perception and the storytelling, the narrative. How has Dazzler as a brand, leave Itex for a moment, because Dazzler is a much more younger brand from your stable. how have you adopted this particular, from price and product to, the perception? Because today everything is a perception game that you play.
It's very difficult for me to say what kind of a transition took place there, because see, for us everything was a sub brand of iTex, and then we moved it out. Yeah, definitely the social media played a major part in actually developing that. But essentially for us, the first point of sale is also through the beauty advisors in the stores. So that is a channel which is available to us, where we have more people talking about the product directly to the customer. Because whatever ad we do, you don't really talk to the customer. So that is we have about 800, 900 stores where we have these people standing all over India.
Okay.
So that really helps. And I think overall, over a period of time, people found the value in buying it. I will still say that price and value still play an important part. So it's not like as if, why would somebody want to buy a product A when something else is available B cheaper? Either A should be so much better than B. So that question will still always be there. So over a period of time, I think we have established a fact that we want to give maximum value to the customer as possible.
So you're customer first.
Nobody has a choice in
Yeah.
that matter, but yeah.
So before we wind up, I'd like to just put one point across, and I would like the audience to listen out from your end. So much of transition. Technology has always been a big disruptor. In music, we have seen, right from the LP records to cassettes to today we are speaking about Spotify and tomorrow whatnot. Okay. So with technology catching up, and how do you see your brands stacked up over the next 5 years? I'm not taking it too long. The next 5 years, where do you see your brand straddling up? It could be your global plans, your national plans, or increasing your presence. So I'd like to listen out, and so are the audience.
I would use the word here called global and phygital. So obviously you got to think global and act local, whether it is your customer, whether it is a medium of communication or the style of communication. And I would use the word phygital, nothing but being physical and digital. So like how I would say in the last 5 years, whether it's India or Tamil Nadu, I think the whole retail shopping experience has changed. So you got to be present in all channels possible. And today I think we as shoppers, I do not know whether we can become a Zepto or a Blinkit, but all of them are enablers. So use those enablers to be present everywhere. I think that will actually increase your presence automatically. You don't have to be in every pin code that is possible. They probably are helping you increase your pin codes.
Thank you.
We as an entity are focusing in building our own network, saying that because today nothing is permanent. So let's say tomorrow if because our network of sales is completely via the face value. Now as the founders change, the promoters change. So unless and until you have a strong customer base for the product, so we are focusing completely on building that customer base, and not only Tamil Nadu, in other states as well.
Hari sir, your point. You have grown from south to east and west. So how are your plans panning out?
Yeah, so not so much in west as we would like to be, but so west and north will still continue to be emerging markets for us. It's very difficult to predict because in our space we have so many brands which are coming up. At least one brand seems to be coming up every year. Okay, and some of them also fall away. We have been one of the lucky ones to have been able to sustain for so long. So yeah, we are looking at expanding into the other markets also. So let's see what happens. Yeah.
Mahesh, we can't leave you.
Let them finish the final item.
He has to have the final word.
See, online is something which we are looking forward to, but that's something where we haven't put in some effort as of now, and we look forward to going in there. And definitely we are expanding our geography to the other states also, and trying to find some alternatives where we can push in our brand there.
Mahesh, over to you. The audience definitely would love to listen out what you have for them. There are a lot of marketers, there are a lot of salespeople out there.
See, this answer I can give you only after all these mergers conclude and get the final charts, because now my future is depending on my channel partners, not with me.
See, frankly, about Mahesh, I have a word of thanks actually. He's traveled with us in the last 3.5 years. He's hand-holded us, made us understand what marketing is about and media, made sure we are having the right menu on our table, and we are enjoying the fruits of it. Right?
Well, that requires calls for an applause.
Thank you.
Because it is not so easy for a client, because I can see Arvind Labs, having traveled with him for almost about 20 years, 22 years?
Yeah.
So, client
2000.
Huh?
From 2000.
25 years. Having traveled, and that's a kind of a trust.
We made him, he knows how to wear makeup for this thing. We have taught him that.
And before we conclude, I just want to ask you one question, Mahesh. When will you open the doors for the print media to start licensing with you?
Already started.
That's
for
okay.
other clients we started slowly.
Okay, that's good news. Okay, thank you. Thanks for this wonderful panel, and thanks for the lovely time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the lovely insights. So once again, let's all hear it for them. Thank you. So yes, for the felicitation, we'd like to invite Mr. Christopher Paul, General Manager of WPP Media, to kindly join us on stage. Welcome, sir. Member in the group. Come on everybody, let's all see some energy from you. Says, put your hands together. To the splendid moderator. Thank you. We definitely need a group picture, so please join them.